You know about sex, Martin. I know it's been a long time since you had it, but you know.
I do know about it.
But you do know
I've read the history books.
You've read the books. You've seen the pictures. And, Martin, you might even know that some people out there, they like to film themselves in the act of copulation. On film, on tape, on camera, on video.
You've done this.
We'll talk about that a little bit later. We're talking about this film starring Cameron Diaz and Jason Segel, who loves to show that ass all the time.
Both of them.
Both of them. And Jason Segel and Cameron Diaz, Cameron Diaz is in her 40s now. She's about 41, 42. So she's at that point now where she plays, not only a wife, but a mom.
But a mother, yeah.
And, you've heard this before. You get married and you think everything's going to be cool at first. And then as kids come along and you start to know each other and you see each other every day. You probably see your wife taking a shit sometime or something. It gets to a point where you just don't have as much sex anymore. But then one day these guys, they say, you know what? We got the kids at grandma's house. What we need to do to break
We haven't had sex in a long time.
We haven't had sex in a long ass time. Dick is bone dry. They say, you know what? We should make a sex tape. And they do it. But here's the thing, Martin. They're not me. I know what I was doing. Today, when you have the cloud and synchronization between computers, I can understand. It's easy to lose it and get stuff out there. That's why you got to be careful. And these guys, they're not. Turns out that it's out there. And fortunately for them, it's on iPads that they've given to people. So they have this one night where they got to go out and try to find every person that they've given iPads to and get that back before they discover the sex tape and either watch it or even worse, release it to the world.
Right. And
that's funny that this movie's called Sex Tape because ain't no fucking tape in here anywhere.
You're so right about that. Wow. My head was so filled with everything else about this movie that was wrong that I didn't even consider that. There's no actual tape.
Was sex video that hard to remember that you had to use sex tape? Ain't nobody used tape in 10 years, man. And this shit is called Sex Tape.
This is one of those movies where it only knows how to propel itself by having its characters too stupid to do anything a normal human being would do.
That they deserve every fucking thing they get in here. Every time they try to cover their tracks, someone is always there to tell them, well,
why didn't you just do this?
Why didn't you just do this? You could have easily sent an email or you could have easily just pressed a button.
And it's kind of a cheap writer's trick where you do something stupid or crazy in your movie and you have some character remark on it. So lets the audience know like, oh yeah, we know. But it happens over and over to the point where it's like, look, if y'all knew, this shouldn't even have been in here.
When you sit up there and the movie still has like 45 minutes to go and you sit up there and you say, man, you almost yell at the screen, just do this. Just send an email. Just send an email. And then at the end of the movie, somebody comes out and says, could have just sent an email. You're like, it's like, you get frustrated with these people.
You really do. At the very least, go to people and say like, hey, I gave you this, I have some sensitive information. My social security number is on an iPad. Can I just see it for a minute and so I can erase it?
These people apparently not having sex, it just made them stupid about sex. It has made them virgins again.
Yeah.
They really don't know how to have sex anymore. I'm talking about not only do they not know how to have sex, but they don't even know how to do foreplay.
Now they had 2 kids. They can't even remember how to kiss again.
It gets insulting to a certain point when you exaggerate this much. There's a point where when they're kissing each other, when they're trying to get into the mood to get back into having sex, and they're kissing each other like turtles, man.
Yeah.
There's a moment that they're just kissing, and they're kissing like this. And they got the lips over their teeth, and I'm like, you know what? No matter how long you haven't had sex, you know how to fucking kiss.
Exactly.
You know how to kiss.
Exactly. Like if you guys haven't even been kissing this whole time.
Do you own these underwear? Mm-hmm. Because those, I've never seen those before. This is so exciting. I'm so excited right now.
Like, God damn, man, settle down. And the thing is, Martin, like, even if she was ready to have sex, a guy behaving like that, don't you think that would just kill the mood after that? She'd be like, you know what, fuck it, forget about it.
Well, she hadn't had it for a long time. That's why she's putting up with that.
Yeah.
I mean, your normal inclination would just be to, like, just rip all that shit off of her right there. Through most of his movies, like, Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
You're talking about Jason Segel?
Jason Segel, yeah. And the 5-Year Engagement. Jason Segel, he's just kind of terrible. He's just kind of not funny. He ad-libs and it kind of go nowhere. He's pretty much the same character and everything. And here, I don't know if it's because he's hungry, because he's trying to be in shape, but his eyes just look vacant the whole time. And most of his dialogue is just kind of aspirated and just kind of yelly. Cameron Diaz is carrying this movie.
I think the writing is so bad that she's not even that good in it.
But that's the thing. Like even with this and the other woman, I look at her performance and I go like, you know what? She's actually like bringing this character, as poorly written as it is, she's making it seem like a person and not her.
You have other funny people in here that this movie just makes them awful. Rob Corddry
he
right
almost saved it. But there's a point where it's just like, he's like, there's only so much I can do.
Look, he's even doing that right. He's like, shit, man, what do you want me to do? I can only do so much. Look at me, like, man, I can't carry the whole fucking movie. These are, like I said, these are talented people. But a lot of times, your actors, no matter how well they can ad-lib or improvise, they can only do so much with stupid-ass material.
Exactly.
The whole thing ends up turning into some big slapstick comedy of Jason Segel being run down by a dog.
Yeah.
Where every now and then you can see that dog turn to a dummy and get flung into a wall, which actually was kind of funny. There was one scene where they threw a dog dummy into a wall in slow motion. And I did laugh at that shit, man. There are a few chuckles in there because I did catch myself laughing.
Yeah, I know. I had two or three chuckles. I will give it that. And, I appreciated how much Cameron Diaz was almost nude.
As hot as Cameron Diaz is in this movie, these two fuckers in here was so annoying.
I know.
That it didn't take but 5 seconds for my dick to get soft.
I know.
I mean, it went down. Well, you could actually hear it hit the floor. Boom.
Well, every time, she does a nude from the back, side boob shot, you're like, yeah. And then Jason Segel brings his white ass crack right into the middle of the screen, too.
Man, there are moments in this movie where Cameron Diaz brings her ass right there. Mm-hmm. Brings her ass right in front of the screen. And right when you getting excited, right when you like, oh yeah, I know what I'm gonna do tonight. Here comes, yeah. No, it ain't even put his like, blah, blah, kaboom, kaboom. Here comes Jason Segel with his ass up in the screen, man. The last thing I have to say right here is that this sex tape that they're beating themselves over to go out and find, they shouldn't have to worry about it. They have some of the most unsexy sex you've ever seen. That sex would not turn on anybody. People look at that and be like, you know what? I didn't even know that was y'all because I turned that shit off as soon as I turned it on.
Right?
I want to see this shit y'all doing crazy shit. Cameron Diaz, you gonna have to make another movie and show your ass because this has turned me off from you. I mean, you got a nice body and everything, but I'm sickened by looking at you right now. You fucking Jason Segel. Who wants to see that shit?
I know, nobody.
Who wants to see that shit?
Nobody.
Maybe it's just me. I made so many sex tapes. Maybe I'm just looking too hard into this. Maybe
you're too critical.
Maybe I'm too critical.
That's not the way to do this.
No, I said, exactly.
I've been in the situation. You would never handle it that way.
Like when a chef goes to see a movie about cooking, he's like, oh, nobody would ever prepare food like that. Oh, nobody would ever fuck like that. No, man. I like how even their daughter's freaking. They got a 5-year-old daughter who's on her way to being a porn star. They have a scene here in this movie where that 5-year-old daughter likes to stick her finger in her ass and touch people. I'm like, this just runs in the family.
Yeah, and that whole thing, it's like, that led to nothing.
Fuck
now,
outta here.
improv is not for everybody.
Yeah,
I'm telling y'all, I know you want to just improv these movies to get them done quickly, but please, sit down and write something.
This movie stuck his finger up his ass and tried to wipe itself on me. This is... this is bullshit, man. It's straight up bullshit. Even the few chuckles that I had in there, not enough.
That's the thing I thought too. I was like, well, I got some chuckles, which would normally not make this movie bullshit, but everything else was just like, yeah, it's reached that point where it has annoyed me.
And Jason Segel looking at us, would you give my movie? Fuck you. Gave you a movie. Better be glad I didn't give it that.
And eat a goddamn sandwich.
Yeah, eat a dick. That's what you do.
Oh, you know what?
What?
Totally forgot to mention how sex tape was way too much of a commercial for Apple products.
Oh, you know what? We did forget to mention that. Man, they straight up advertise the iPad in this. There's a part where they throw an iPad out the window and Jason Segel pretty much looks at the screen. Man, these things are sure rugged.
Yeah, they're really durable.
They're really durable, yeah.
And like, oh yeah, I'd like to just give iPads away. It's like, what job does he have where he can just afford to give iPads away?
Man, when people get an iPad, they just say, wow, man, this is awesome. This is cool. Thank you. But he had to say, wow, these are great. They have a much higher resolution retina screen than the other iPads. And if you look at it, there's more sensitivity. And I'm like, come on, man. That ain't a fucking commercial.
Exactly.
He might as well just had a blue shirt with an Apple symbol on it.
There might as well been a little Apple symbol in the corner of the screen.
Yeah, he might as well had a black turtleneck on and some glasses.